Good afternoon, Dr. Sharma. Welcome to another session on mental health. Today is June 12th, 2020, and we look forward, sir, to getting your opinion on mental health issues.
Good afternoon, Dr. Vasconcelos. Good to be back with you. It's Friday the 12th, so it's a good day, and we look forward to talking mental health issues again with you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. Today, I would like to speak to you on the issue of racism. As a mental health expert, how would you define racism?
Now, this is a very difficult topic. As you know, we're seeing very sad scenes of racial disharmony all over the world. In the US, related to the loss of a life by apparently someone who is taking advantage of another person, and looking to everyone from the views that we see that it looks very much as a race crime. And racism is actually a very sad situation that's existed in society for many years, and it continues. At a time when we should be in a modern era of thinking, we still see behaviors of persons who abuse others because of racial differences. And race is built because race is defined as who we are by our genes. So we are different from other people in racial looks because of our genetic makeup. But Dr. Vasconcelos, we technically are all one because at the end of the day, the core genetic structure, which will eventually be unraveled and shown, is that we all have the same genetic structure. The phenotype or the description of ourselves become different because of the covering that we wear. So an Eskimo will wear a big heavy coat, where somebody in a very warm country like India would have a thin cotton outfit, but internally we are the same. But racism is viewing persons of a different race as inferior, unequal, and acting on those feelings by derogatory terms, discriminating against people because of the different race that they belong to.
One of the things we spoke about, Dr. Sharma, on a previous segment, you touched on defense mechanisms. Do you believe that a person can be a racist and have a defense mechanism that they do not really know that they're a racist?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So that persons may be carrying a deep-seated feeling of aggression or unhappiness internally, and it's usually at an unconscious level. So you're absolutely right, Doc, that these persons may not be aware that they have these feelings, and it becomes exposed during situations of crises, or it may be manifested by behaviors that are not consciously produced. The person may be in, say, in church and may be very warm to persons of other races, but internally they're carrying these very negative feelings that they're not truly aware of, but it's manifested by behaviors, for example, in their workplace, where they would discriminate against individuals of another race. Or they may be who are more overt in their behaviors by carrying their behaviors onto social media web page, where they would join groups that are hostile to persons of other race. But then again, they may not truly understand that they are. And the defense mechanism that drives that is what we call the reaction formation, where they posit a behavior that is opposite to what they feel unconsciously. So they may actually behave with persons of other races as extremely friendly, but these people may have very dangerous feelings that they are carrying as I said, at an unconscious level, and they may explode at some point in time where they behave extremely dangerous to other people of another race, or they may manifest those behaviors, as I said, by subtle negativity in their relationships with other people, in their behaviors, in their workplace. So they may be an officer of the law, and they may be carrying that deep-seated hatred. And then the moment comes where they can act out, which is another defense mechanism, and they act out very, very dangerously to other people, even to the point of harming them. And the point I'm making here, Dr. Pascatello, is that persons who go into jobs which are protective of other people, doctors, officers of the law, the judiciary, the prison officers, they go into there with a very good intention to care and do the best and do good. But they may not understand that they're carrying this deep seated anger, resentment, or discrimination because it's at an unconscious level. So getting them to recognize that is critical in terms of being at the best of trying to prevent the problems that we see manifest now in our society.
Doc, you said that racism, and we all know, has existed since the beginning. And there is something that happened recently with the death of George Floyd that you touched on. In addition to that, we are in the middle of a pandemic. COVID-19 has claimed the lives of millions of people just around the world, and the numbers just keep increasing. This perfect storm between something evil that has existed in every society combined with a pandemic, what would cause a person to react in a manner which they would go out and march and protest and stand up for this racism and social injustice? What would cause in the mind of someone to react in a way that we see a transformation, not only in the US, but around the world, that's impacting at all levels of society? What would be that reaction?
Yes, Doc. So pain, hurt, hurt that is, again, that might be at an unconscious level, that it's a generational hurt, that people are carrying this, they've inherited the pain and the suffering of their ancestors, of people who have built the society. They felt that they have never been treated equally, that they've been disparaged, that they've been discriminated against. They see it happening now in the society of medical care. They see disparities in the way our people are treated in the judicial system. So it's a hurt, it's a pain. And when that loss occurs, that we see it visibly, though we actually witness to a horrific murder of somebody who appears to have been murdered because of their race, that it looks very much as a racial hate crime. It evokes tremendous anger and grief, as we talked about before in our program of grief on one of our sessions. Anger is a big reaction in grief, and what we see now is anger and a solidarity. So people, when they get together, they start to forget about themselves, and the cause becomes more important. It even becomes more important to their safety, so that we see in the crowds people not taking safety precautions, getting close together when we have to maintain a 3-6 foot distance, exposing themselves to this very dangerous virus. So there's got to be a need for, for sensible expressions of anguish, not for us to sort of do the things that we see happening, um, causing this virus to maybe resurge and again affecting the general society and economy. So just a word on that. And I know it's hard, the point of why people behave like that is the common bond that people feel where the discrimination is affecting their families. They see how it affected their fathers and moms. it's affecting their own lives, brothers. We all are brothers keeper, and so we gotta come together and express that anger. But there must be ways where we must express it, where we're not exposing also our own people or everybody who we love and care to this dangerous virus, the COVID virus.
Well, Doc, I'm confident we will have to do a part two on this. From the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he said that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do so. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love
Yeah,
can do so.
absolutely.
And I thank you for your love for people, your dedication to mental health, your dedication to helping people. And I look forward to serving with you soon, Doc.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Vasconcelos. I look forward to you coming back to Ghana to doing the work you've done in the dental care in our communities. What you're doing is what we need to see happen. Not only talking the talk, but doing the walk. And you're doing that great walk for us here. I look forward to the development of the mental health program in Ghana, which has been so neglected. And I know with your support, I feel hopeful. I know a lot of people are looking forward to your support. There is a new life in our lives, and there's new light with you coming here. So I look forward to that. And thank you very much from the depths of our heart for the communities that you have helped and the ones that you're going to help again in the future. Many thanks to you and all those people who support you. Many thanks to you all.
Well, thank you, Doc. We do what we can, and you're greatly appreciated, love. And we will see you soon on the next session. God bless you, and you stay safe.
Thank you, Dr. Vasquez.